So whether you're a veteran swiper, you're crafting that perfect bio, or you're just kind of wondering what all the fuss is about, you can't deny it. Dating apps have totally changed the game for how we find love. But how does this whole thing really work behind the screen? Well, let's get into it. To really get a sense of just how massive this is, look at this number. We're talking about over 200 million active users on dating apps around the globe. That isn't just a niche trend anymore. It's a worldwide phenomenon that has completely reshaped the way relationships even begin. So how did we even get here? You know, for most of human history, if you wanted to meet someone, it was all about mutual connections, stage one. Then the internet exploded, and we entered the swipe revolution, that's stage two, where suddenly we were connecting with total strangers. And now, stage three, the AI era, is right around the corner. But today, we're gonna dive deep into the world we're all swimming in right now, stage two. All right, so let's jump into the new dating game. I mean, this market is unbelievably crowded. It feels like there's a new app popping up every single week, right? But who are the real giants here? And how are they all fighting for our attention, for our swipes? Just take a look at this breakdown of the US market from 2022. It's kind of wild. You've got two apps, Tinder and Bumble, controlling over half of the entire market. That leaves everybody else, that huge 48% slice of the pie, scrambling to find their own unique corner, their own niche, just to stay in the game. And the way they do that is by having a really distinct philosophy. Tinder is all about speed and volume. It's a game of endless swiping. Bumble carves out its space by putting women in charge of starting the conversation. And then you have Hinge, which positions itself as the complete opposite. The app that's actually designed for you to delete once you find a real connection. So, we've seen the apps, but what about us, the users? I mean, what is really driving millions of us to sit there and swipe day in and day out? Well, the answer is way more complicated than just, finding the one. Our reasons for being on these apps are completely all over the map. Yeah, of course, the big one is the search for love, but people are also looking for something casual or just to expand their social circle. And for a lot of people, let's be honest, it's just entertainment, a way to kill time or get a quick little ego boost when you see that it's a match screen. Now, if you want to understand why swiping behavior can be so different, especially between men and women, there's this really interesting concept from evolutionary psychology called strategic pluralism. All it really means is that we all have different goals when we date. Sometimes we're playing the long game, looking for a life partner. Other times it's more of a short-term thing. And our strategy, who we swipe on, changes depending on that goal. And this is what that theory looks like when it hits the real world. This comment from a Reddit user puts it very bluntly, but it gets to the heart of the idea. Because the potential biological stakes have historically been much higher for women, the data from these apps pretty consistently shows they tend to be way more selective with who they swipe right on. Now, these deep-seated user behaviors, the apps know all about them. And that brings us to the design of the apps themselves, which, let me tell you, are meticulously engineered to tap into our psychology, to shape our actions, and most importantly, to keep us coming back for more. I mean, just think about Hinge's tagline. It's brilliant, right? The dating app designed to be deleted. The promise is so simple and so powerful. We are so good at what we do, you won't need us for long. It sounds like the most user-friendly mission statement ever. But wait a second. That brings up a pretty big question. How does a company whose entire goal is for you to stop using their product actually stay in business? The answer? Well, it's hidden in the powerful and often invisible psychology of their design. Every single thing you see and touch on these apps is a deliberate choice. Bumble's bright yellow, that's there to make you feel warm and positive. The swiping motion, the pop-up notifications, that little celebratory animation when you get a match, it's all gamification. It's designed to create this addictive little loop that makes you want to keep playing, just one more swipe. And Tinder was the master of this. They basically pioneered what's called a frictionless system. They took the whole clunky process of online dating and boiled it down to 4 super simple steps. You sign up in seconds, you see people nearby, you play a quick swiping game, and crucially, you only talk to people who also like you back, which takes away a lot of the fear of rejection. It made dating feel less intimidating and a lot more like a game. So, all of this careful design, this intense focus on keeping us engaged, it all points to a massive, fundamental conflict of interest that sits right at the heart of the entire dating app industry. And here is the core conflict. Your goal, your measure of success, is to find someone amazing and delete the app. The app's goal, its measure of success, is to keep you as an active and hopefully paying user for as long as possible. Their business incentive is, at a fundamental level, the opposite of your romantic one.
So for any of this to work, for users to even be willing to play the game, they have to feel safe. Trust is everything. And a survey of members on the app field really shows what that means. For 58%, it was about having control over their personal info. For 53%, it was having good blocking and reporting tools. These aren't just nice little extras, they're the absolute price of admission.
And just when we think we've figured out the whole swipe culture, a brand new wave is already building. The next revolution is being powered by artificial intelligence, and we are entering the age of the truly intelligent matchmaker. You know, it's funny, Tim Berners-Lee, the guy who invented the World Wide Web, he once pointed out that new technology almost always finds its first big use case in stuff related to human connection. It's just how we're wired. And AI is proving to be no different. And this isn't science fiction. It's already here. There's an app out there called AIM, and it's basically a voice-activated AI matchmaker. It doesn't just look at your photos, it actually interviews you for a whole week to learn your personality, your values, your sense of humor, and only then does it introduce you to people it thinks you'll click with. We're going way beyond simple algorithms here.
Which leaves us with one last kind of mind-bending question. In a future where an algorithm might actually understand our romantic needs better than we do ourselves, who is really making the choice? As these AI systems get smarter and smarter, that line between our own free will and the AI's suggestion is going to get really, really blurry. And that is definitely something to think about.